Hey guys, Joe from J&M Concrete here. So this week we are doing just a standard back patio. Nothing too crazy. It isn't too large. Honestly, it's the simpler of things that we've done the last couple weeks. Stick around for the excavation, tear out, the prep, my favorite part, the pour. Don't forget to leave us a like and subscribe, guys. See you later. Bye. Most customers will never know how grateful we are when we get to work on properties where none of the landscaping's been done. So I can just freely move my machine around. I don't got to worry about clipping like a metal edging or some little thing that may be in the way. I've always told customers the right way to do things, just like most new home builds, is to do your concrete first and then everything around that. Unless the concrete is blocking a path to do the landscaping, it's always best to just do it first. That way we're not struggling to do our thing and then landscaping after that. And then in this situation, I had to scrape off a lot of like the weeds and grass that was here. So I used the breaker like a hoe and I kind of dig into the soil, loosen it up, and then we scrape the surface off. We get our framing in. Once the framing's in, we water it, we compact it, make sure that there's room for a few inches of road base. And that's the right way to do it versus what you sometimes see online where people are just pouring on top of the dirt, compacted. Like, no, you want to make sure you have a little bit of road base. A lot of it is better. A real important detail to achieve the right compaction is the amount of wetness in the soil. So here I watered it down some, and then I started kind of following my guy around, just making sure that dust would never pick up. The moment the jumping jack starts picking up dust, that means that there's not enough water, but then you don't also want it to get muddy. So you have to just kind of follow your guy, water it little by little, making sure it's just enough. Once that happens, it should leave a nice solid subgrade below the road base, which also needs to be watered, not too much, not too little, but you definitely need water to achieve a proper subgrade for your concrete, just so that it stays put and actually compacts well. Another important detail when you do work like this where it's high off the ground, obviously there's a high form where the concrete needs to toe into the ground. I tell people try and make an effort to compact the edge well first and then go in with a little thin shovel, like a little trench shovel, and dig it out so that there isn't a bunch of unnecessary concrete and it isn't 12 inches thick here on the corner. Try and get it as tight as possible so that you got your flat part and then it turns downward into the soil without wasting too much concrete. That's the best way to do it, and that's what we recommend. Hey guys, Joe from J&M Concrete here. So everything went well. I really thought this was going to be one of the simpler jobs. So what we have here is there's a set of steps off of there, that set of steps there, and this set of steps here. Customers asked that we prioritize obviously the new deck stairs because they are the nicest ones. So what we did was go off of where they were sitting before and then try and give it enough slope so that right here you can tell it goes narrow, wider. We can get kind of an even step. So right in the middle, we have about 6.5 inches. Each of those is 7. And we gave this just a bit more slope than what's normal on patios. Usually there's 2%. We gave it like 2.1, 2.2. And then over there, instead of going behind the deck, we went right before so that we could ramp up and meet those steps. So we managed to make all 3 sets of steps work somehow. They're all generally pretty close. But thanks for sticking around, guys. See you at the pour. Bye-bye. Okay, this does have some sort of color. I see it now. All right. So we were really happy, and I guess not happy, that this concrete set up pretty fast. We poured at 7 in the morning with microfiber, color, 4,000 psi concrete. Anyone that's done concrete knows that is a combination of things that will accelerate the curing of the concrete, which is great. You just have to make sure that the area up there by the sun gets attention first, and you got to stay on top of it, making sure that the color that the customer's order gets to what the manufacturer recommends does require a couple details to attention. I was very happy we had great weather this day for a color pour. If you see here, the forms closest to us, we didn't pop them off to do the face, which is smooth it out, because the vibrator leaves a really clean face anyways. But the side closest to the steps over there in the back and where I'm digging stuff up, we pull the form, give it a good face. Since people are going to look at that area more, we give that a little attention regardless of it getting covered up. But over here, it was going to be covered with grass and dirt, so we didn't worry about it. Hey guys, Joe from J&M Concrete here. Pour went well. We poured at 7 in the morning. Color concrete, microfiber, 0.5% NCA, and you know what? It set up really, really well. It is currently like 10:15, and we've already broomed it. It came out nice. So, like I said, this was pretty perfect except for some details. We wanted to match 3 different sets of steps that were done at 3 different times. So the priority was this one. We kind of got close for those right there, so they should be able to just shave a little bit off the bottom and get them close to. And then the second priority was here, and in order to get that, what I ended up doing was I gave this patio a little bit more slope than I'm comfortable with. Usually we do about a 2%. Here I went with like 2.2 to get it from here to here, to create the majority of this area to be a decent, I guess, moderate step within code. And then finally over there, what we did, we pulled that form this way and then created a little ramp up to get to that step. So we managed to connect all 3 steps within reason while prioritizing that one and doing this. And then the last detail that I'm not a fan of, this was square originally, but then these steps here do this thing like this. So technically this would have been like 6 inches this way over here to have been perfectly square, but we went out off the angle there a little bit just to line up with that. I didn't want to cover it, and also don't want to be behind it, just along the edge to follow that, so they don't have to make many adjustments afterwards. But either way, guys, everything came out amazing. Customers are happy. We're happy with it. It's a pretty cool color. Next week we are doing a little back patio job and a little tear out of a garage. Stick around for that. Don't forget to leave us a like and subscribe, guys. See you later. Bye bye.